femtosecond now, Editors-in-Chief. How a Netflix documentary accidentally revealed the most fascinating truths about consciousness. A Sora 2 documentary. Somewhere right now, a server is holding a record of where you were yesterday. Not because you did anything, not because anyone is looking, just because you moved through a world that couldn't stop watching. But why is that? This question hit me at 1 a.m. watching a Netflix documentary about a woman named Amy Bradley. She vanished from a cruise ship in 1998, and what shook me wasn't the mystery, it was what her story accidentally revealed about the world around us. Amy was 23, not famous, not powerful. Just a young woman from Virginia on what should have been a forgettable vacation night. And yet, investigators could reconstruct her final hours with forensic precision. Security footage, disco dancers who remembered her laugh, crew members who noticed her flip-flops left neatly on a balcony, passengers who maybe exchanged 2 words, all of it preserved, all of it documentable. This was 1998. No smartphones, no social media, no cloud storage, and yet an ordinary person's ordinary night survived. And this is before smartphones, before the cloud, before any of it. So ask yourself honestly, what does your archive look like right now, today, in a world that documents everything? What could someone reconstruct about your last ordinary Tuesday? Here's what I mean. When Amy disappeared, something extraordinary happened. Not just a search. An entire civilization activated. Maritime protocols refined over centuries of shipwrecks, FBI infrastructure built from decades of fear about what humans do to each other, a crew trained to search over 1,000 rooms in under 6 hours. Coast Guard drift algorithms, passenger manifests, chain of custody forensics. None of it was visible to Amy while she was dancing. She was just living, laughing, being 23 on a cruise ship, and around her, silently, invisibly, was this architecture built from centuries of other people's worst nights. It wasn't built for Amy Bradley, it was built for whoever would eventually need it, and one night, that was her. We don't just live our lives, we live them inside a documentation and response system we never see, and most of us go our entire lives never noticing it's there. That idea, the invisible machine beneath ordinary life, is the thread I want to pull, because it leads somewhere genuinely strange, somewhere that changes how you see this very moment, right now. If this kind of thinking, the kind that starts with an average Netflix documentary and ends somewhere you didn't expect, if that does something for you, a like and subscribe keeps this channel alive to keep going there with you. Now, back to the rabbit hole. Here's where it gets meta. As I wrote the original version of this essay, my AI writing partner was helping me shape the thoughts in real time. We were having an actual conversation about Amy's documentary, about consciousness, about editing reality, and I realized mid-sentence we had joined the chain. Netflix edits its sources, I edit my raw experience, the AI helps me shape the draft, you filter my words through your own understanding. We are a relay of scissors. Every edit decides what survives. Every omission erases a possible future of the story. Think about what that means for right now, as you're listening to this. I'm editing my raw 1 a.m. experience into words you can follow. You're filtering those words through everything you've already lived. YouTube's algorithm decided whether you even found this. And we're both deciding right now whether any of it matters. We are all editors-in-chief of the present moment. Most of us have no idea we're holding the scissors. And the ones who figure that out, I'm genuinely not sure if it makes things better or just more strange. I should confess something. When these ideas hit me at 1 a.m. watching Amy's parents still searching after 27 years, I wasn't entirely sober. A THC edible had quieted a shoulder that's been reminding me lately that I'm not 30 anymore. It had also softened the background static, the anxiety about blood pressure, about diabetes, about all the small ways my body has started leaving notes about its own expiration date. And in that chemically softened state, watching Amy's mother's face, something dissolved. The filter that usually keeps this stuff at arm's length just wasn't there. Amy's mother on screen, still talking about her daughter in present tense. 27 years later, still present tense. Because the moment you switch to past tense, that's when she's actually gone. I wasn't ready for that. It just broke something open. All of them editing their private reality and occasionally letting a fragment of it become shared. The edible didn't create the insight. It just removed the filter that usually hides it. Which raises a harder question. What else are our sober filters hiding from us? What truths are we editing out of our daily experience just to keep moving through the day? Here's the paradox that lives at the center of all this. When I first cleaned up my rambling draft, the raw stream of consciousness chaos from that night, something died in the translation. The wildness that made it true didn't survive the edit. To make a moment shareable, you have to remove parts of it. To make it beautiful, you sacrifice the chaos that was also truth. Every act of communication is also an act of forgetting. Even this version, the one you're hearing right now, is a betrayal of what actually happened in my living room at 1 a.m. The stammering awe, the specific quality of that particular silence. It's gone, didn't survive the edit. But here's what I keep coming back to. Maybe that's not a failure of communication. Maybe that's what communication is. The gap between the raw experience and the story is where meaning gets made. Amy's story survived because enough editors chose. A witness remembered, an investigator documented, a filmmaker framed it, Netflix streamed it, and now it's inside my head, changing how I see my own life. Most stories don't make it. Your Tuesday morning coffee, my argument with my wife last week, the moment you decided to click on this video. All of it equally real, equally significant. Almost none of it preserved. Think about the last conversation you had that you'd rather forget. You edited it before it left your mouth. The other person edited what they heard. By the time it was over, 2 completely different conversations had happened in the same room. That's not a communication failure. That's just how this works. We're all living inside an infinite documentary, edited in real time by billions of conscious observers who will never compare notes. And the present moment isn't a fixed point you move through. It's more like a standing wave, holding its shape while everything underneath it shifts constantly. Right now, as you're listening, you're experiencing your own private now. You're also contributing to the collective edit of shared reality simply by receiving this. You're serving as a witness to my attempt to capture something uncapturable. And you're already preparing to edit this experience into whatever story you tell next, whether that's a conversation tonight, a thought that surfaces in the shower tomorrow, or just a new lens you carry without realizing where it came from. That's not metaphor. That's the mechanism. We are the universe's memory. We are its witnesses. We are the editors of its infinite documentary, and we are also the story being documented. And here's the thing about invisible systems. The moment you see one, you can't unsee it. The machine beneath ordinary life was always there. You were always inside it. The only thing that's changed is that now, you know. I opened this asking whether someone could reconstruct your last ordinary Tuesday. I want to reframe that. The question isn't whether they could. The question is whether your Tuesday, as it actually happened before the edit, was worth reconstructing at all. That question is terrifying if you hear it as surveillance. But here's the reframe. Every fragment of your existence that anyone remembers, every Tuesday that mattered to someone, is a vote against disappearance. It's the infinite documentary choosing to preserve a frame. Amy's story survived 27 years because specific people woke up each morning and actively chose to keep holding it. Her mother still uses present tense. That's not denial. That's the most radical editorial act I've ever encountered, refusing to cut to past tense. What stories from your own life deserve to survive the edit? Not the polished, shareable versions. The real ones. The ones you haven't cleaned up yet. The ones that still have the chaos in them. Maybe the closest we ever get to touching something divine isn't by transcending our editorial function, by somehow existing outside the filtering and the forgetting and the constant revision. Maybe it's by becoming conscious of it. Conscious. The universe documents itself through us. We are its memory. We are the infinite documentary becoming aware of itself. One ordinary night, one average Netflix doc, one 1 a.m. question at a time. Your last Ordinary Tuesday, before anyone edited it, what was actually in it. Drop one thing in the comments. Not the polished version, the real one. That's the frame I actually want to read.
Join the chorus on whentogohow.world.